for the syncing and everything. Okay, so what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the More Than Logic podcast. Today I'm joined by Fahim Lahar,
Yeah.
and he's gonna be telling us a lot about his fitness journey, who he is as a person, and some of the challenges he's learned from, and his mindset in general as a person. So I'm excited for that. We're definitely going to learn a lot. So Fahim, please introduce yourself.
Yeah. My name is Fahim Lahir. I'm from SA, just across the border. I was born in Durban, and I've been in Namibia about 20 years, just I think more than 20 years, but I've been in Windhoek for close to 11 years now. Yeah.
All right, that's perfect. Yeah. Moving right into
Yeah.
the gist of the story.
Yeah.
Tell us, what's your story in general? Oh,
My story.
where do you you can add in your childhood. What brought you to where you are right now?
What brought me here?
Yeah.
Well, I had another life before this,
Mm-hmm.
and the initial reasons for coming here was religious.
Yeah.
I'm born into a Muslim family.
Okay.
My dad's Muslim, my mom was born Catholic,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I experienced Jesus as a child.
Yeah.
And my aunt's a pastor, my dad's sister, also born
Yeah.
into a Muslim family, and I mean, she took me to church as a child. I was
Yeah.
probably 10 years old,
Yeah.
9 years old.
Yeah.
And I had those encounters as a child,
Yeah.
and I knew it, but somewhere along the line, I totally forgot about it.
Yeah.
And by the time I was 18, 19, I was suicidal,
Yeah.
depressive. I failed matric the first time, and I ended up rewriting matric, but that comes a bit a little later in the story.
Yeah.
And then, out of depression and desperation,
Yeah.
and people praying for me from Namibia. I don't even know what Namibia was. I only found out what Namibia was, I think in 1999
1999
or 2000, what Namibia was. I
Yeah.
couldn't even say it.
Yeah.
And my aunt told me she was here. And I ended up coming here after, when I failed school.
Yeah.
When I failed matric the first time, my father, he made me work with my uncle as an apprentice.
Yeah.
So my uncle had a plumbing firm. So I was a plumber.
You were plumbing?
I was an apprentice plumber.
Yeah.
Digging trenches, laying pipes, and basically cleaning up the dirty work for 10 months, 9 or 10 months, in 2003.
Yeah.
And when I quit that job, I had a bit of problems at home,
Yeah.
personal problems, because, it was a tough one with my dad. But I love my dad now, but back then it was tough. It initiated the move for me to come over here. I got in contact with some people this side, and I saw Namibia for the first time when I was 19 years old.
Yeah.
That's basically how I got here.
Yeah.
That's the first time. And then there's a lot of things that I have to fill the gaps in between until 2024.
Yeah.
So you can ask the questions because it's quite long.
I'm glad to do that. That's an interesting story already.
Yeah.
So you've got all these challenges and then went on to get into the fitness industry.
Yeah.
I guess somewhat building yourself up as well as a...
I already knew I wanted to be a trainer when I was 18, 19. And if I go back then, my dad took me to one of his friends who worked in Virgin Active, one of the Virgin Actives. He was one of the guys who packed weights on the floor. He was an instructor. And my dad made me speak to him and ask him about this future. If I choose this future, this is the outcome.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing so well.
Yeah.
And so my dad reflected on that guy's journey. And he told me how much money he was making a month, how he was struggling, and And my dad tried to discourage me out of being a trainer. And before I came to Namibia the first time, I did some research on a college named ETA, Exercise Training Academy in Durban.
Okay.
And my uncle came with me for the interview. So they gave us a briefing on this what it's like if you become a trainer, and the fees and costs, the fees involved, the studies, and my uncle went and tell my family. It was also a waste of time. And so I decided to run away and move to Namibia.
Okay.
So I was interested back then. I mean, I had my first weight training set when I was 16 years old. In my bedroom, I had training gear. My dad bought. I already knew what I wanted to do.
Working out from home.
Yeah, I actually wanted to play pro football. I played junior pro when I was 18. I played in a Premier League academy in SA. In SA, I was in the academy while I was. So I could play soccer because my father played pro. It's just training was one of those things I loved. I had friends who did kickboxing, and in high school we should train at my buddies' homes. We all had our own weight sets. So I really knew it, but I was discouraged from doing it at a very young age.
Ah, man.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's quite something actually. And so now being at this position that you are now, you've experienced a lot of life.
Yeah.
And tell me, what's something that people get wrong about you a lot?
I think I'm full of it and I'm proud.
That you're
I have a
arrogant.
chip on my shoulder when
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm actually a very easy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put a wall up because people can be cruel.
Yeah.
I've had people who've attacked me for no reason.
Yeah.
Even in my workplace, I've had people who disrespected me. People classify my work as a joke. People will ask me, so is this a hobby?
Yeah.
You know, my career, is this just a hobby?
Is it a hobby?
What's your real job? You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I've taken it with a pinch of salt. Yeah, I guess, you know, I think what I've experienced growing up and the rejection moving here, you know, I guess I did put a wall up.
Yeah. Would you
Rejection. Rejection.
Rejection.
No, rejection.
Rejection. Wow.
No. I love Egypt. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Would you say it used to bother you a lot? Though?
Yeah, you know, overcoming that and my journey, my life. You know, like I said, I pulled a wall up, you know. And like I said, you know, I failed school the first time. I rewrote my trick in 2004. You know, and I've been married before.
Yeah.
So I've had another life. This is my life now. This is my second marriage with my wife now. And you know, my life is totally been, you know, restored, I would say. I'm still on this journey.
Yeah.
Not everything is there. You know, we're on a journey in life.
Of course.
You're always looking for the next best thing. You know, we as human beings are never satisfied. We always creating new goals, short-term goals, long-term goals. You want more money, you want more success, you want to learn more. Yeah. So the finished, I'm not the finished product. I don't think any of us will be until we actually close our eyes. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite so. Now that you've spoken about closing your eyes, it's basically the end of your life. What do you want people to remember you for?
Me.
Yeah.
You know, a good guy. I live right. You know, I love my family.
Yeah.
You know, I don't show much.
Yeah.
You know, people just think I'm this exercise freak.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like a robot. I'm so disciplined.
Yeah.
I eat, breathe, and sleep this lifestyle 7 days a week, and so it portrays this. You know, I got this wall up.
Yeah.
But no, I'm actually a pretty easy guy. It's just I love my family. I put my family first.
Yeah.
You know, we all have. We should put God first.
Yeah.
You know, my faith. I've struggled with my faith for a long time. But it's part of the journey. I know the truth. I know where I'm supposed to be. But just somebody who made a difference, show a bit of kindness.
But would you say this solid, stable routine that you have of your life in general, would you say it has helped you a lot in your life?
No,
in the household?
It saved my life. This discipline saved my life. You know, when I was 18, when I was in depression, I got into a time where I was taking drugs, alcohol. I was in nightclubs. I was in the nightclubs twice a week, even until I was 23.
Yeah.
You know, I've been married before. I got divorced.
Yeah.
I was divorced from my first marriage before the age of 24.
Yeah.
I got engaged to my first wife when I was 19. I ran away from home when I was 19. So when I came to Namibia the first time, I've actually met somebody. Yeah. She called me. She phoned me. I don't know who she was. It was a long story, but I met her. I got married here, but I didn't tell my parents. I lied. I was a minor. I legally got married to my first wife. I forged a letter in the magistrate's court. I lied that my family were trying to kill us because we were Christian.
Yo, man.
Yeah, I did some crazy stuff as a kid. You know, there are consequences for that.
No, but I think I won't take it lightly because I mean it sounds funny and all, but what I've realized is like sometimes the things that people do come from what they had to be to survive, you know. And would you say that's very correct?
I guess I disrespected my family to thinking I was, you know, trying to pursue a different life. Yeah. And when, you know, I made a decision to respect them afterwards. You know, I had to apologize to them for what I did with my ex-wife. Yeah. Like I said, I think it's all these things that make you put the walls up because, you know, I don't want to live my life too much as an open book. Yeah. Yes, you should be, you know, respectful and, you know, people should see who you are. Yeah. But there's some things I don't think that people should know about you. You know, unless, you know, you're letting people into your private space. Yeah. So, but this life, this journey, you know, I mean, I have this 7 day a week kind of journey. Yeah. yeah, it saved my life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah. And what's the biggest life lesson you've had now that kind of helps you live the way you live? What's something that you've learned from life? The hard way, the easy way, or whatever it is.
The hard way was again disrespecting my family.
Yeah.
I made my mother and father cry when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I ran away from home.
Yeah.
And I disrespected them in every way.
Yeah.
And so when I did it again,
Yeah.
when I got married the second time in 2014,
Yeah.
I tried to do it the right way.
Yeah.
I let my parents know. I took the woman that I married to
Yeah.
home. They met her. I got their blessing,
Yeah.
you know. So, and then I tried to build my life on that foundation. I mean, I believe there's a big blessing in marriage,
Yeah.
and the blessing that comes with it, and to respect it. And I use that baseline as my, you know, for motivation for success.
Yeah.
I don't just work for myself. I work for my family.
Yeah.
So they can also have a better life. So my kids can have a better
Yeah.
life.
No, that's quite interesting,
Yeah.
man. That's
It's not
quite-
just about me
yeah.
being obsessed with my body, or I'm
Yeah.
not one of those obsessed about aesthetics. And
Yeah.
you know, I used to my early days on social media.
Yeah.
I mean, social media has
Yeah.
evolved over the last
Yeah.
few years. You're taking pictures and you know selfies with
Yeah.
no shirt. You're taking pictures with no shirt.
Yeah.
I don't do much of it right now, even though I'm in that industry.
Yeah.
I think it's more about family for me. But
No,
yeah,
like, to provide for them and
yeah.
to just set an
Because if
example
I have a
for
better
them.
lifestyle, if I have a sober lifestyle,
Yeah.
and I live this life, I set the example for my kids.
Yeah.
I also have. I'm turning 40 this year.
Yeah.
You know, nobody even believes me. You know,
it's true. I also don't.
Yeah, the way I can move, the way I can
Yeah.
train, the amount of energy that I have,
Yeah.
I have a better quality of life with my kids because of it, and my wife.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. I think you're definitely like setting out an example for them to look up to.
And I see a lot of young trainers now. They think it's, you know, you can have this glamorous trainer lifestyle, be a trainer, and then be a jet setter and drink and party at night and be a train in a day. It doesn't work like that. It'll catch up to you.
Yeah.
You know, having alcohol and taking smoking and you know that drugs, and it's just not worth it. It's gonna catch up. Your body will be consumed eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now let's talk about how you've managed to take that all this personal training, the challenges, and you getting into the fitness industry, and how you've managed to turn that into a sustainable way of living for you. Tell me a little bit of what are some of the important aspects you've learned, or what has led to your position now, being able to train multiple people, change a lot of people's lives as well. I'm sure people probably come to you and be like, "Yo, this is what you've done for me." And do you ever get some of that?
Yeah, I get a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, some people, my longest client, serving client, I'm training for almost 13 years. Yeah, he's approaching 70. So that's an amazing. I got clients for 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
The same clients I see almost every single day. And you're gonna meet new people. Some people's journey with you is temporary.
Yeah.
And some are long term, and that's what you need to understand. And when you say goodbye to somebody, you don't own anybody. They don't own you.
Yeah.
It's a season with that person. And then some seasons are longer than others. And you know what, in terms of the success, I basically do the same thing every single day.
Yeah.
I wake up, I get to work, I'm punctual, I'm respectful, I'm professional. I continue to evolve and learn. I'm still studying. I'm still trying to develop my craft. I'm always trying to be one step ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
I've always been like that. I never stop learning.
Yeah.
I'm always online. I'm always, you know, we have online courses in the gym. We still pursue education, even in this field, because the fitness industry is evolving. It's always evolving. Trying to find the most effective way. Now I'm also aging as well, and I know how to train people in my age, younger, older.
Yeah.
I could train anybody.
Yeah.
I got a kid now that came back from Japan.
Yeah.
Now I got the news yesterday. He made the under 18 Namibian rugby team.
Wow.
So he's gonna get his first cap.
I think I saw it on your status.
Yes.
You've been training him.
I've been training for 2 years. He was 66 kilos when I met him. He's 85 kilos now.
Wow.
He's
That's some heavy rugby weight.
Yes, and his dream is to be a rugby player, and I'm there to back him. I believe in him, you know, and he's like a son to me.
Yeah.
And then I have all the clients who share their health, their journey with me. They go for their blood work, their tests, and they give back feedback when the doctors tell them, "Wow, you've been the best shape you've ever been." You know, giving that kind of advice. I've had people who, you know, it's a way out. I know people's life stories.
Yeah.
People, you know, bring it all on the table. You know, I don't want to hear everything, but I'm there, and people, when you're in their personal space, tend to share everything with you, and you need to keep everything confidential.
Yeah. So you're almost like a therapist to them as well.
Yeah, you know, but you still got to know your boundaries.
Yeah.
There's some people that will become close to you, but you still got to know your boundaries. You have to know your professional boundaries with people.
Yeah.
You know, you're training females. You got to you can't stand in compromising spaces. You can't just touch female clients whenever you want to. And I see a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
You got to be punctual. You got to be respectful. You know what I mean? You have older clients. You have to respect them. You have younger clients. You got to guide them and be the example. And then you have to adapt to all kinds of personalities.
Yeah.
I train CEOs. I train ambassadors. I got clients from all over the world, Brazilian, French, Italian. I got online clients in Italy, in the States, in the UK, in SA. I got clients in even here, locally, all over. I mentor. I mentor almost it's close to 100 clients I mentor, with personally and not in person.
Yeah.
It's just you don't see all of it.
Lot, actually.
Because, and you got these people's lives in your hand, and you got to be respectful. You got to be professional. And it's a lot of planning. When weekend comes, it looks like I'm resting, but I'm actually planning for the next week. Because how am I going to attack each and every single one? I got guys with other gyms. I'm planning programs 360 days a year. I'm sending them programs.
Yeah.
So you understand, it's such...
And this is all like, everything is different. These are different people.
I tailor different things, my friend.
Yeah.
It's not one size fits all. I promise you. Like I said, I've been in this game for so long. Yeah. I train groups, but I have individuals in the group that have different needs. Yes, I am more expensive than the rest. Yeah. I am. I know that. Because I know what I offer. And I also know who I am. Yeah. So I don't offer regular stuff. Yeah. You know, it's everything is tailored individually.
Oh, that's good.
And yes, your client has to play their part. And unfortunately, in some cases, you get people who don't play their part. Yeah. You know, they expect miracles from you, and this is the reality of it. And then they don't give back. Yeah. You know, they'll live the way they want to live at home. Yeah. They don't set the example for themselves or their children, and they don't live that way. And then they get injured, or they don't see the results they want to see. Yeah. And you get those. Majority you do see, especially with the people that I work with, do put in the work with me. And when I'm not in their site. Yeah. Because remember, I can only train them 1 hour a day, or of course 2 to 5 times a week, whatever it is. No? The rest of the entire time, the most of the time is away from the gym. Yeah. You understand?
And tell me, which group is usually the most difficult to train, the youngsters or the older people?
Children require a lot of energy. Yeah. And training younger people, it's a bit more, you have to have a passion for it. Kids, it's a very strategic way to work with children, but you can't force them into things. Yeah. They're still developing. And I mean, okay, I'm not a specialist, so when it comes to specialist needs, they will work with physios, bios. I'm not going to play doctor with somebody. Yeah. You know, that's irresponsible. And same with a dietitian. You know, trainers also playing dietitian as well. They're not dietitians, and they're playing that. All of them are. And they're selling these things, and they're very irresponsible. They're selling plans to people, and they're very irresponsible. Yeah. So there's a lot of unqualified trainers in Namibia. Yeah. A lot of they disrespect in other genres, other fields. They play dietitian, they play doctor, they play this stuff here, and because they think they have a six-pack or they have a bit of muscle, they know everything. Yeah. I've had people who I mentored and I've trained, and all of a sudden they open up a page, they use my plans that I sold them, and then they all of a sudden an expert.
That's funny.
It's very funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, I've seen it. Most of you get like Virgin Active is a corporate gym, so they have corporate structure. You have to be qualified. There's certain rules. But then you have independent gyms outside of Virgin Active. Yeah. And the majority of those people are not qualified. They're not qualified. And the owners who hire them, they don't give a damn. They only look at the business model of the gym. They don't look at the fitness structure, you know, the health, the safety aspects, you know, defibrillators. You know, if your client has a heart attack, emergency protocols, if there's a fire or escape, they don't have those things in place. So I've been in smaller gyms as well. So in terms of the Namibian structure, I'm not very impressed with it.
You think it could be better?
Yeah, they can. They need to be more responsible. Unfortunately, just taking people's monies. Yeah. And they're not giving back. Yeah. And then they hire in anybody off the street. Yeah. And they just, you know, because they want a bit of money.
Of course.
Yeah, it's like, it's cheap. You know, it's so, they're making it cheap. Yeah. Yeah, but let's just again finish up with that one. Yeah, we can move on.
What's a crazy experience you've had training people? Like someone fainted, or I don't know.
Yeah, I had a guy once. Yeah, back in 2012, I had a guy from Angola. Yeah. And he wanted to lose weight, so he didn't eat for like 2 days.
That's crazy.
And I asked him, "Are you okay, buddy?" Yeah. And he says, "No, I haven't eaten in 2 days. I'm trying
2 days, man.
Yeah,
I can barely do 6 hours. Man.
Yeah, because he's trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
And I had to go downstairs and buy him a Powerade and energy bar.
Yeah.
To get
you couldn't train.
Yeah,
anymore.
because he passed out. Yeah. Because glucose is the #1 fuel for your brain. Yeah.
And what are some mindset shifts that you think people would definitely benefit from if they want to really work on their bodies, like build more of a long-term sustainable
long-term, don't eat what you want and then think you can train it off. You know, people have this mindset of, I can eat what I want because I'm training hard. That's wrong. And then, you know, thinking, okay, you see these 12-week transformations. There's no such thing as a 4-week, 8-week, and 12-week transformation. It's a lifestyle. Because your muscles mature with time, your movement matures with time, your body matures with time. So it's a long process. Yes, you'll see, you know, when you first start training, your water weight will drop, your body composition will change as a beginner. But it's not some quick, it's a long-term game. So this quick success, you know, people need to get that out of their head.
No, definitely. I appreciate that because I think a lot of times people will just want easy things, you know, like intermittent fast, and then you can eat whatever you want at the end of the day, burgers and what's
at the end of the day, yes, it's what you put in, what you put out, and what you see, you have a thing called BMR. So your body can generate this amount of energy, or take in an amount of energy and burn it off. Just say your BMR is...
That's your base metabolic rate,
basal metabolic rate. So what your body can burn at rest. Because you're also burning calories now while we're talking, and when you're sleeping as well, it's digestive processes, you know, movement processes. So it's not just you go in the gym and you're only burning energy. You get active and inactive calories that you're burning. So your body will burn so much when you're working out and when you're not working out. So you have a certain baseline, and some people's baselines are higher than others. So when you put on more muscle, your baselines are higher.
So would you agree with this that
and learn first. I think from the ground up, go in line, meet people. Don't just think you're going to go to the top straight like that. I mean, this, like I said, this is almost 13, 14 years of me doing the same thing year after year, waking up early and learning. Yeah, it's. I think everybody's journey is going to be a little different. But I would go in, work, get used to the structures, and then go into it.
All right, perfect.
Because especially if you get your papers here, I think it's quite limited in Namibia in terms of systems. Get into a gym, work just as an employer, I would say, and get the chance to, you know, speak to people, work on your social skills, because also with social media, that's what I want to speak about. Kids today are losing their social skills, their social skills.
Yeah, that's very true, actually.
You know, do some of the old school way, get on the floor, talk to people, you know, meet people, you know, interact, give free classes, but it's not just, okay, I'm going to make so much per hour and I'm just going to go into it. It's not going to work.
No, I get it. Perfect. I appreciate that. And now, what's the last message that you'd like to share with people about that maybe is inspired by your way of living, and for people that are just trying to better themselves in general? What would you share with them now before we finish, that you say this would definitely help you out, or more?
When you're young, you're motivated. When you get older, you become disciplined. Motivation doesn't last forever. So repetition, discipline, success.
Perfect.
That's
perfect. Discipline is everything. That's
Discipline
what you
is
say.
everything. Because you're not always gonna feel like you want to do it. You're not always gonna feel like you want to work out. You're not always gonna feel like waking up at 4 a.m. to train your 5 a.m. client. Motivation will disappear very quickly.
No, that's perfect. I think that's a very good spot to end, and I really appreciate you coming today.
Thank you.
It's been some interesting insights. I wish, I hope, I'm waiting for the day where we can finally sit and have 2-hour episodes and then just talk.
I think we must do one through a workout or something.
That would be great. Perfect.
Cool,
so thank you for him.
Cool, man.
Cool. And
no, appreciate it.